Ramsuratkumar ki jai. Sarvam Yogi Ramsuratkumar arpanastu. We shall start with our grateful pranams at the lotus feet of our Bhagwan, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, for this opportunity, this golden opportunity to sing his name together with all his devotees right in the presence of Bhagwan. Bhagwan's Murti, we have been going through some experiences of devotees, reliving their experience right here and now in the presence of Bhagwan. What a great fortune! What a gift of grace. Every one of these experiences must be kept in mind with celebration. They are celebrated experiences. Now, this Krishna Jayanti, Brahmotsavam, is going on everywhere. And yesterday was Dwadasi, and day before Ekadasi. Some people who had gone there to visit Shri Krishna Premi Swami came back and messaged to me how kind and loving he was. Amidst all that celebration of Brahmotsavam, which triggered some of the experiences of other devotees and myself with Bhagwan and Shri Krishna Premi Maharaj. The first time was when Bhagwan was giving darshan in the old Darshan Mandir, the first ever building Swami built on the ashram premises. Some devotee of our Bhagwan would also go have darshan and blessings of Shri Krishna Premi Maharaj was there. And then Bhagwan was asking him. At the time he said that Krishna Premi Maharaj was so kind to him, so loving to him, and that he put a question to Shri Swami, the sage of Paranur. Immediately Bhagwan said, "What is it? What did you ask? What did he say?" Then the devotee said, Anna, they call him Anna. Anna means brother, which creates a closer kinship or a sense of closer kinship with the Guru, with God. So this devotee said, Anna, we receive blessings from Yogi Ramsuratkumar of Tiruvannamalai and from you also here, we are able to enjoy your lectures on varied topics, especially on Sri Krishna. And in the satsang, we understand many things. We are able to appreciate what you say. But our Maharaj, our Guru Maharaj, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, he speaks only a sentence or two at the most. He doesn't give any lectures at all. Sometimes it's very difficult with him. And then Bhagwan started to laugh. He laughed, his inimitable laughter, cascading showers of ananda, a pure ananda, untainted by any emotion. And then said, what did Shri Krishna Premi Swami say? Then the devotee said, Krishna Premi Swami said, we are all trying to be like him only. We are all trying to be like him. And then immediately it was a thundering, uproarious laughter from Bhagwan which filled vibrantly the entire space. One could see it was such a pure laughter, a laughter of love, great love and veneration for Shri Krishna Premi Maharaj. That was my first encounter. There was such kinship, communication, love, veneration between the two great souls, Yogi Ramsuratkumar of Tiruvannamalai and Shri Krishna Premi Maharaj of Paranur. And then I heard about one or two incidents from the devotees. Shri Nateshji and his wife Sharada, very, very devoted to Bhagwan, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, and also to Shri Anna of Paranur. So they would come here, and sometimes from here they would go to Paranur also for darshan of Shri Anna. So once, when Shri Nateshji and his wife Sharada had come to Sannidhi Street House, Swami started to inquire about Shri Krishna Premi Anna. What happened was, once Shri Krishna Premi Anna was going from Vrindavan to Delhi by car. Unfortunately, it met with an accident. There was a car and collision with this. With the result, there was a fracture in his leg. Shri Krishna Premi Maharaj went up to Delhi, got himself admitted in a hospital there, and was attended to immediately. It would be very, very painful, the broken bones, to be reset. Shri Anna said he would not need any anaesthesia for it, that he would bear with the pain and they could go ahead with the bandaging. Just like Shri Raman Maharishi said, when this tumor had come on his hand and they did the operation on him, Shri Ramana did not allow any chloroform. He was awake and looking on uncomplainingly. Shri Krishna Premi Maharaj stayed there for nearly a month or so in the hospital in Delhi. And when he returned, Srinathji took him to Tirunelveli, where Srinathji and his wife, Sharada, were living. They are still living there. And then there was some doctor, Ayurvedic doctor, and there was some oil which Srinathji got from the doctor and applied on Shri Anna's leg. So Swami Yogi Ramsuratkumar knew about it, so he was asking Srinathji about Shri Krishna Premi Maharaj's leg. And then he said, Srinathji said that it was healing well. And then Swami immediately asked him if he was dancing like before. Srinathji said he had not started yet. Then Bhagwan declared, pronounced, Shri Krishna Premi Maharaj is completely all right. My father says Shri Krishna Premi Maharaj is completely all right. He can put on the anklets and dance like before. And then, just before he left, Nathji and Sharada, Swami said, Krishna Premi Swami goes here and there. This beggar, my father is not allowing this beggar to go anywhere. This beggar doesn't go anywhere. He's staying in Tiruvannamalai. But Shri Krishna Premi Swami goes here and there. But he doesn't come to this beggar. Like a child, he was saying, Shri Krishna Premi Swami is not coming here to this beggar. And then he said to Nathji, if you happen to meet Shri Krishna Premi Swami, please give him, convey my namaskar to him. Shri Nathji had no idea he was going to Paranur at all. In fact, he was not even sure Shri Krishna Premi Swami was there. But then Bhagwan had said that it could only mean one thing, that he had to go immediately and see and hand over Bhagwan's namaskar to him. So he drove, he and his wife. They went up to Tirukovilu, and then they thought they would go to the temple and then go over to Paranur. But near the temple, Shri Anna was already walking with a sadhu by his side. So Shri Nathji and Sharada were absolutely happy, and they ran to him, prostrated before him. Shri Anna walked a little more distance and sat before the temple in some place. And then Shri Nathji conveyed. He did not say about Bhagwan declaring that everything is all right with his leg and that he could start dancing with his anklets. Instead, Nathji said what Swami asked him to convey. He said, Yogi Ramsuratkumar of Tiruvannamalai conveys his namaskaram to you. And then he added, Anna, Swami was saying that this beggar cannot leave Tiruvannamalai and go anywhere. My father says so, but Shri Krishna Premi Swami goes here and there. He doesn't come to see this beggar. Then Shri Anna smiled and he melted. There was a lump in his throat. He melted right there at the love of Bhagwan, and he said, what grace, what kindness from Swami. And then he said, again, his voice breaking with unshed tears, Swami is there, he is always seeing me. Swami is always seeing me. And again, after that, he became very quiet. He became very quiet and he stayed quiet for some time. He could not talk. It was as though there was a deeper communication between him and Swami at a different level. What a beautiful episode it is. The love and veneration between two sages, and how they express it towards each other. And of course, needless to say that Shri Krishna Premi Swami started to dance. He put on the anklets like before and started to dance. His beautiful dances. There is another incident. I got the details only this evening. I believe Shri Krishna Premi Swamiji was coming to Tiruvannamalai from Tirupati. He wanted to see Bhagwan, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, before going to Paranur. He took one Dr. Menon and his family with him. So they went and stood there outside Sannidhi Street House. It was bolted from inside as usual. Sri Krishna Premi Swami began to sing with his devotees there, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Within a minute or two, Swami came out like lightning, opened and took Shri Krishna Premi's hand. They embraced each other with such ananda. There was such oneness between the two. Though the bodies were different from each other, the expressions might be very different, but still the feeling of oneness, the truth of oneness was visibly seen between the two. And then Swami took him inside. Yogi Ramsuratkumar took Shri Krishna Premi Anna inside. When Anna was seated there, Anna told Dr. Menon and the family, he is a great Mahatma. Please prostrate before him and take his blessings. That drew peals of laughter from Yogi Ramsuratkumar Bhagwan. He said, Bhagwan said immediately, Shri Krishna Premi says that he has come for this beggar's darshan, but he has come to give darshan to this beggar. He has come all the way to give darshan to this beggar. Though he says he has come for darshan of this beggar. And then he laughed, and once again, his cascading laughter, and said, this beggar knows him. This beggar knows him very well. He said in Tamil, Kallappaya. Kallappaya means the one who knows yet acts out ignorance. One who plays, enact. pretend to be ignorant, even while knowing everything. So Bhagwan said, this beggar knows him well. Krishna Premi Kallapaya. Kallapaya means he is hiding the truth of his state of being, pretending to be anything less. And then again went into laughter. Needless to say that Shri Anna would have joined too. All this was reported later by Dr. Menon when they reached Paranur to the devotees there. What a delightful scene. Two people belonging to two different traditions. Here was our Swami in dirty, tattered clothes, smoking all the time, the hair unkempt, not seen oil for so many years, the body had not bathed for so many years. Shri Krishna Premi Anna belongs to a different tradition, the traditional, the conventional puja, regimen, namachapa. Bhagwan was there like Shri Rama. Shiva turned Rama. And Shri Krishna Premi Swami was Shri Krishna. It was the meeting of Shri Rama and Shri Krishna. We get only a glimpse of that, but they were one in their state of being. And then I remember when Swami was not well, Shri Anna visited Sudama and told me that it was like Bhishma. Swami looked like Bhishma on the bed of arrows. And again, after Swami came back, after Yogiji came back from Chennai, was there in the abode, bed. Bhagwan did not open his eyes for a long time. He was lying down with closed eyes. All of a sudden, Shri Krishna Premi Swami entered the abode. And then he came there, he entered the room. When Shri Anna came near the bed, Bhagwan, who did not open his eyes for a long time, suddenly opened it. Opened and saw Shri Krishna Premi Anna. And Shri Krishna Premi Anna, for his part, put both his hands on his head and kissed him on the scalp, like an elder would do to a child. Because they did not talk much. And the only time after that was when Bhagwan was refusing to submit to a doctor. Just a little before that, I think. Before Bhagwan went to the doctor, because Bhagwan never liked going to an allopathic doctor. He never took medicine from any allopathy doctors. Just before, that is, I think it was in 1999, Dr. Shri Balraman used to come. But even then, Dr. Balraman would be very, very submissive. He would prescribe medicines, but mostly he would obey Bhagwan. He was taking care of Bhagwan and did all that he could. But Bhagwan refused to go to Chennai. Dr. Shri Rangabhashyam had come and asked him to come there, get admitted in the clinic. Bhagwan refused to go. But then the devotees, all the devotees around, were pressing hard that Swami should go and get treated. Everybody believed that he would come back and continue his spiritual ministry after that. So these people, some people had gone to Shri Krishna Premi Anna also and complained and pleaded that he should recommend, that he should tell Swami, Yogiji, to submit to the treatment from an allopathy doctor, especially Shri Rangabhashyam. And then Anna wrote a letter to Bhagwan to submit his body to the devotees, their wish. Anna felt, because those people came and pleaded with him, he knew what was on Yogiji's mind. He would not have done it himself, but in the circumstances, he had to do it. So when I read it out, and I read out this letter to Bhagwan, Bhagwan did not say anything at all. He kept quiet. And finally, when I pleaded, Bhagwan, should we send a reply? Should we not send a reply to Shri Anna? Immediately Bhagwan said, Rama. And then kept quiet. So I just wrote it down, Rama, as the reply and sent it. Of course, Shri Anna knew what it meant, just as Bhagwan knew why Anna wrote that letter, compelled by the devotees. There was such understanding, communication, communion, and a feeling of oneness between them. I remember when Bhagwan went to Kanchipuram to see Paramacharya. Bhagwan often said that when the devotee, he came to old Darshan hall and said that our Swami is not giving lectures, he is not giving satsang. Bhagwan said, Father gives different work to different masters. Father has not given that kind of work to this beggar. It is Father's wish. So all these great masters, they come from different traditions and they play different leelas. And they have different sets of devotees also. Each one caters to a particular set of devotees. Shri Paramacharya, he was the head of a mutt, and he was soaked in the traditional puja regimen. His way of life is completely different from Yogiji's. Bhagwan in Tiruvannamalai was wearing dirty, tattered clothes, would not bathe for years, a carelessly thrown green turban, unkempt hair, added to all that smoking, chain smoking, which he called Father's work, Father's tremendous work, the work for the cosmos. So imagine, just see the difference, the outward differences between Shri Paramacharya and Yogiji of Tiruvannamalai. Yet, when they met, when Yogiji went all the way to have darshan of Paramacharya, their eyes looked into each other. There was no need for any language. It was the language of Mauna. the highest silence, the most vibrant, living silence of the truth. There was such oneness. They were not different from each other. It was just one being in two different bodies. Where was the necessity for any communication? And I remember another incident when one of those attendants, there was one attendant who was serving Shri Paramacharya for some time. After that he left. But before he left, he would come to Tiruvannamalai also sometimes and have darshan of Shri Yogiji, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Bhagwan. And it seemed, there was a story that when he went back once and reported to Shri Paramacharya about his darshan of Shri Yogiji, Paramacharya said, "Oh, they are all high up there." Now when this attendant, who was now a resident of Tiruvannamalai, when he came to have darshan of Bhagwan, immediately I remembered the story. I wanted to make sure if it was the truth. So I looked at Bhagwan and I begged him, asked him if I could ask this attendant what Paramacharya said exactly. Bhagwan smiled and said, "Okay, you ask." And then I asked him, and this attendant said, he was looking at Swami and speaking all the time. He said, "When I went and reported to Paramacharya that I had darshan of Shri Yogiji, Paramacharya, he raised his hand up like this and said, 'They are all high up there.'" When this Chandramauli said that, Bhagwan, there was a strange expression on his face. It was radiant, and then there were unshed tears. His eyes were shining with unshed tears. And he said, "Paramacharya is so kind to this beggar." And when he said again, his voice broke, just as Sri Krishna Premi reacted to Sri Nataji's convey, Bhagwan's namaskar to him and Bhagwan's complaint that Sri Krishna Premi Swami did not come to see this beggar. Sri Krishna Premi Swami melted the deep love and veneration they had for each other. He went into deep silence. Like that, Bhagwan here melted, his voice broke, and his eyes were shining with unshed tears. How to describe these scenes? Sri Raman Maharishi says in one place, there is only the supreme knowledge. There are no knowers. A knower of knowledge, a jnani. He said there are no jnanis. There is only jnana. There is only the supreme, pure awareness, being aware of itself. This is the supreme knowledge. And it takes different forms. So each great master, each great soul is an expression of this truth, this ultimate truth. And it's the same ultimate truth in all these great masters, housed in their forms, in different forms, playing different leelas to different sets of devotees. So true to that, we see how these great masters, and there was a time, I think, when Yogiji had gone to Ramanashram, and there Swami Muktananda of Ganeshpuri a disciple of Swami Nityananda of Ganeshpuri. He was seated there on one of the steps there behind at the foothills in a corner. There was nobody there and he was sitting alone. Swami went all the way. He knew exactly who was sitting there and where. He went straight to Swami Muktananda of Ganeshpuri and prostrated. Swami Muktananda had not seen him before, but then one look, and then he knew. He said to Yogi Ramsuratkumar, "What are you doing? Why do you do this to me? You and I are one and the same." I remember again, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Bhagwan, he went to Vasanta Vihar in order to listen to the lecture by Krishnamurthy. Yogiji had great veneration for Krishnamurthy. There was such close kinship between the two of them. Many did not know it. Bhagwan adored him. So Yogiji stayed in Chennai for some time just to listen to the lectures of Krishnamurthy. And then when he went in search of him, Vasanta Vihar, Shri JK's secretary, Madhavacharya, stopped him and said, "Look, he's going for a lecture. Before leaving for a lecture, he would not see anybody. Please don't attempt to go." Just then, Krishnamurthy came out and saw Yogi Ramsuratkumar standing there, immediately walked towards him, and Bhagwan began to prostrate, but Krishnamurthy held his shoulders. He would not allow him to prostrate. They just looked at each other. I remember another scene when Shri Paramacharya himself had come to Tiruvannamalai, some village near Tiruvannamalai. People went and prostrated before him. Yogiji was with the crowd, with all those people. He also, like everybody else, went near and prostrated. And then nobody knew what happened to him. He was there in the same pose, lying down at the feet of Paramacharya, would not get up for some time. And then Paramacharya, of course, knew what happened to him, that Yogiji had gone to Samadhi. And Paramacharya said, And then Bhagwan got up. And later, when he talked about it to me, he said, "Devaki, when this beggar prostrated before Paramacharya, he went to sleep." And Paramacharya said, And then only this beggar got up. This was his way of describing the spells of Samadhi that he felt in front of great people. So you see, we have had really a feast of the darshans among the great masters, darshans of each other. Once when Ganeshana had come to see Bhagwan, he put this question to Bhagwan. He said, "Swami, there is only one truth, the highest truth, the ultimate truth. There is only one God, and He is the only truth. Why is that we have so many scriptures, so many books, and so many great souls, so many masters, so many avatars, sages and saints?" Then Bhagwan said, "Ganesha, so many great souls are born only in India, Ganesha. You know why, Ganesha? It's because the Vedas, Indian soil is rooted in Vedas. Vedas flourish in this land. Vedas live in the land of Bharat. And that is why Bharat has given birth to so many crown jewels. And then Bhagwan said, the books are out of reach for a common man. How much people could understand by reading books? It's very difficult, even for intellectuals. And of course, the common man could never go near any of them. But when a Mahatma, when a great master, he realizes the truth and he expresses the ultimate truth through love and grace with leelas, then the devotees can understand easily. They are the houses of truth, and the truth gets revealed through them in terms of love and grace which people can understand, be drawn to. Paramacharya says in one place, if there is a Bhagavata or Bhagavad Gita or any Vedic text, a common man would not go and prostrate. He wouldn't even understand what it's all about. But if there is a saint there, a sage, with such expression of love and raised hand in benediction, grace flowing through him, a common man, without knowing anything about him, would go straight and prostrate before him. That's the difference between the scripture and the great masters. They are the living truths. Men can easily understand and follow and realize that they too can become like them. It is the hope of humanity, the hope that we too can become Mahatmas, that the great truth is right inside us also. And these people lead them in the path of God to the ultimate destination. Now that Bhagwan we saw glimpses of is here in front of us with raised hand and a constant flow of grace from there. Bhagwan saying without saying that I am here, do not fear. So let's appeal to that generosity, that abundant grace. Bhagwan, we seek your immediate intervention, divine intervention, and free the entire humanity from the terrible clutches of this virus and bring back normalcy, a dharmic normalcy in every aspect of life, everywhere. And please enter all those medicines being announced by different groups of medical researchers so that those medicines will work and kill this virus once for all. And Bhagwan, thou art the Savior, please give a lift, save us from this falling economy. And all those soldiers at the borders in defense of the country and the soldiers who are fighting the disease at the very risk of their lives, please give them protection, longevity, health, and all-round welfare for their families. And again, to all those migrant workers and other people who are starving because there's no way they could get food. There is no earning, the daily wages, and those people who have lost their jobs because of this falling economy. Many of them are starving, they are unable to come out, they are unable to do anything about it. Only you can intervene and save them from this condition. So we seek again and again, soulfully, intensely, a huge grace from you for immediate relief from this unpleasant